that snuck up on me there. Y'all give me a second. I gotta get back to the editor here. Where's the editor at? It's right here. Oh geez. What's the deal, team? Give me a second, y'all. Light off. Y'all didn't hear that. All right. Let me know if y'all can hear me. I gotta get rid of that little red dot there. That's from the what? That's from is the PNG cam. All right, cool. We got Atticus W and the Atticus now in the building. Dave W, appreciate you for tuning in. We got Fu Schnickens, La Smooth, because we ain't got nothing to prove. Today we're gonna be doing Hsrp lab. This is the topology we're gonna be working with. I believe that's the first tracking lab. Yeah, there's two labs that we're gonna be working with right here. These guys right here. Interface tracking 1 and interface tracking 2. Let me pull up the steps here to make sure I'm in the correct one. I can hear, but got some feedback from the mic, light buzzing sounds. Oh, so maybe it is the you got some feedback. Let me see what that is. Something just unplugged there. All right, we got a couple things. All right. I think that fan is coming from this laptop. Give me a second here, because I got another laptop that's in here. Yup. Might just be this one. Nope, it ain't this one, because this one is off. Y'all give me a second. Make sure that we ain't got, I want to make sure we got a good stream tonight. Got Fat Finger Squad in the building. We got Anders Tech in the 79 in the building. Appreciate you for tuning in. You get it, bruh. You guys all get it, bruh. You get it, bruh. You get it, bruh. Today we are doing Hsrp interface tracking. In this lab, you will configure interface tracking in a hot standby routing protocol environment. So yes, again, Hsrp again today. We're gonna wrap that up tomorrow, and I believe next week I'll be doing some VRRP labs. Maybe I'll fire up my hardware and look for a VRRP lab that we could do. So if you guys want to follow along, I hope you guys got Boson Netsim. If not, then I'll be doing another giveaway, because I have yet to hear from I think his name was Prentice Adair. He was the winner for the last time I did a giveaway, and yeah, he ain't hit me back. So I said I was gonna do a giveaway when I got to 5,000 subscribers. I'm way over that now. Maybe let me just do another giveaway pretty soon. I'm gonna check my emails and I'm gonna check my messages. I'm gonna go back to that old video to see if he even responded to that message. Maybe he don't got my email address, but I think I put my email in the winning video. So I might give him a little bit of time to see that he won. But you know, this is what happens if you ain't watching, if you ain't keeping up with the network, bro. You would have seen you won. You know what I mean? I know this. I kind of made this channel. It got a little dead, but I'm trying to bring it back to life. I'm gonna do my best to try to stream. I don't want to say every day, but I really want to try to do every day. I don't know. Something just jolted into me and said, we got to bring this channel back to life, and we got to start labbing every day, because that was the mantra that we was living by. So yeah, we're gonna be doing interface tracking. Basically, it's similar to yesterday's lab, right? Let's say we got an interface. Let me get the brush here. This is the lab we're gonna be working with, right? Let's say we got an Hsrp group, and this is what pretty much is gonna happen here. We put these two switches right here. They're gonna be a gateway for this one PC right here, right? That's his gateway for him to get out to the internet, right? He only sees, there's two physical switches there, but they're in an Hsrp group, so he sees only one hop. That's called our first hop, right? Our FHRP, first hop redundancy protocol. So let's say we have this interface right here that goes down, right? Well, we know that we know that we won't be able to send traffic that way anyway. So let's say this interface right here goes down. We can do tracking. We can track that interface, so that way if this interface goes down, we can set the priority lower. Remember, we talked about what priority is all week, right? Priority is a number that an Hsrp device gets. By default, it's 100, and it's any number between 0 to 255. The higher the priority, the more likely it is to become an Hsrp active router, right? Remember, we have the active router, we have the standby router, and then we have another router that's speaking. Everybody else is speaking, right? If y'all want me to bring up these cheat sheets again, we can do that. And let me bring that up. I got a bunch of PDFs that I've been going over. Shout out to packetlife.net. We got my man Jeremy Stretch, who created these cheat sheets for a whole bunch of networking topics. So visit that site and you'll get all of them, right? So again, this is Hsrp. We got a standby, active. Everybody else is listening. We can have 4 more routers in the Hsrp group. Actually, I think the maximum amount. Let me fact check that. Before I start spewing a whole bunch of fake facts, right? How many Hsrp routers can we put in an Hsrp group? What is the maximum amount? Let me Google that, because I'm not gonna pretend I know. Hsrp maximum members, the number is 16 can be present in an Hsrp group. So we can have, let's say we've got 8 routers in here. The first one is going to be active, next one is going to be standby, everybody else is just listening. They're just going to be listening in for the active or the standby to go down, and then we go by the priority. Oh, look at that, Litecoin is down again. Oh my goodness, man. This was like last year was a year I started investing, and it's just like really a bad time to. Actually, it's a good time to invest, right? What Warren Buffett said: you want to invest when everybody's fearful, right? And I really started investing, in just a bunch of stuff, crypto and everything like that, and everything is just down right now. What a great year to come in, right? But anyway, let's just get started with the lab. I ain't got no current events for y'all to go over today. Or not for y'all to go over, but for me to go. Actually, let's talk about something. Let's see. Speaking of cryptocurrency, one of the most powerful DDoSes ever targets cryptocurrency platform. 15.3 million requests per second is huge, especially when delivered through HTTPS. A cryptocurrency platform was recently on the receiving end of one of the biggest distributed denial of service attacks ever, after threat actors bombarded it with 15.3 million requests. Content delivery network Cloudflare said. DDoS attacks can be measured in several ways, including by the volume of data, the number of packets, the number of requests sent per second. The current records are 3.4 terabytes per second for volumetric DDoSes, which attempt to consume all bandwidth available of the target. 809 million packets per second. Okay, they talk about what the record is, but who got hit? That's what I want to know. Which cryptocurrency platform got hit? The latter two records measure the power of application layer attacks, which attempt to exhaust the computing resources of a target's infrastructure. Blah, 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 blah. And I don't even think they even talked about which cryptocurrency platform got hit. Anybody know who it was that got hit? The attack lasted for about 15 seconds. I'm trying to race through it here. Who got hit? Really huge DDoS attack. Which cryptocurrency platform got hit? It was the HTTPS requests, and it was pretty huge. A whole bunch of them. Within those countries, the attack originated from 1,300 different networks. They don't even talk about which one it was. And they discovered, this is notable because the recent discovery of a vulnerability. Here's the CVE in the, I'll put it in the group chat if you guys want further information on that. That is the CVE number. That's the vulnerability they found. I'm just trying to see which cryptocurrency was it. Was it the one that got hit? The number of underscore arms race between attackers and defenders as each attempts to outdo the other. Okay, so the attack lasted about 15 seconds. Cloudflare mitigated it using systems in its network of data centers that automatically detect traffic spikes and quickly filter out the sources. Cloudflare didn't identify the target. That's what happened. Except that it operated a crypto launchpad, a platform used to help fund decentralized finance projects. So somebody got hit hard. Cloudflare didn't say who it was, but they were able to mitigate this by, they was like, wait a minute, where's all this traffic coming from? They shut it down, and I guess it was one of the largest DDoS attacks ever recorded. So crazy, 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 crazy. Let's go ahead and get started with this lab. In this lab, we will configure Hsrp interface tracking, blah, blah, blah. I told y'all this is the topology we're going to be working with, right? We briefly discussed what interface tracking is. We already know what Hsrp is. We discovered it all week, or discussed it all week. Task 1, verify Hsrp configuration and test failover, right? We said what failover is and how hot standby routing protocol is, right? We said these two guys are going to be the first hop for this PC right here. And then when one of these guys go down, let's say this guy goes down, then he's going to be shifting his traffic. If his traffic was going that way, then now he's going to be shifting his traffic this way. But remember, he sees just one hop. He just sees one hop before he gets to the router and then out to the internet. That's all he sees. But all of this is transparent to him when one goes down and the traffic goes to the other. That's all of that is transparent to him until you do a trace route. But DSW2 is the active router for your company's network. So this guy is the active router in this case. So this guy is what? What is this guy if he is the active router? What is this guy if he is the active router? Somebody put it in the chat over there. In this task, you will test the Hsrp configuration to verify that DSW2 is the active router and that DSW1 will take over for DSW2 if DSW2 goes down. Allow time for the network to converge, which we have. We're 11 minutes into the stream. From PC1. Ping router 1's FA00 interface 172.16.253.1. The ping should be successful. So from PC1, this guy right here, this guy, I need one of those. I need one of those tablets and stuff, man. We're gonna have him ping the router, the FA00 interface. So they want us to ping this interface right here. This interface. Which way is he going to take? Is he going to go this way or is he going to go that way? Find out on the network, bro. Let's go ahead and ping it. Let's go to PC1. Where's the topology? PC1 is down here. Let me zoom out so we can see and close this. Do you want to close this tool window? Yes. Do you want to close this tool window? Yes. Shout out to the folks at Boson Netsim. They gave me a copy of this for free to demonstrate on my channel. Ping 172.16. 253.1. We're pinging. We got a reply. We didn't even have to get on our knees to pray to the network gods. On DSW1, display STP information. What do you notice about the root bridge? So on DSW1 right here, this guy right here, they want us to look at the spanning tree topology. Show span. It says here we've got 2 forwarding ports, which immediately lets us know that this bridge is the root. Right? It says it right there in plain English. This bridge is the root. So we know that this bridge is the root bridge. What else they want to know? What do you notice about the root bridge? That it's all ports are forwarding. I mean, what else they want to know? Shit. On question number 3. We only got 2 tasks, but there's 14 questions, or I guess subtasks within it. The second one has 9. So whatever 14 plus 9 is. I guess we got 29 tasks to worry about or whatever. I mean, not 29, 24, 23. We're on 3. On both ASW1 and DSW2. ASW1, this guy right here, and DSW2, this guy right here, display spanning tree information. So they want to do the same thing. Look at the spanning tree information. Based only on the output and what you know about spanning tree protocol, what paths should traffic from PC1 take through the network to reach the FA00 interface? Well, we said that this is the root bridge, right? We said that this guy was the root bridge since we looked. So theoretically, he should be going this way, right? Based on knowing about spanning tree, right? So let's look at him. Show span. He said that somebody else is the root bridge, so it's most likely DSW1. Let's go to ASW1 and see what he says. Enable, show span. And he said that he has a root port of FA03, which is where? Let me just confirm that before I just start talking shit. Should have been talking shit. ASW1 to DSW1, I believe that's this right here, and that is FA03. So FA03 is this interface right here. Oh, it even shows it right there. So we're using this as our root port. FA04 that port is being blocked by spanning tree. This port right here is being blocked by spanning tree. And then the other one is an alternate port, which is FA04. No, sorry. Yeah, FA04 is an alternate blocking port, and FA012 is forwarding. So we are forwarding traffic on this port. We're forwarding traffic on this port. That is our root port. So this side is being blocked. So theoretically, by using spanning tree, or our knowledge about spanning tree, we're saying our traffic is going this way to get to the internet, right? On PC1, trace the route to the FA00 interface. Y'all got any questions so far or anything? Y'all let me know if I'm confusing y'all or anything like that. Let me know. So let's do a trace route to that same interface, which was 172. What he said, 16.253.1. Right? Yeah, it's right there on the screen. 16.253.1. I want to try to get a sandwich after this. So we're using 3.2 as our first hop. The next hop is 253.5. What's 3.2? Is it on this guy right here? Let's see. Show IP interface brief. 253.2 is our first hop, right? What he said it was? No, it's not. So that means 3.2 was our first hop. Where's 3.2? It's probably this guy right here. Let's see. Show IP interface brief. 3.2. We said 3.2 is our first hop, and 3.2 is the other router. So that means, so just by looking at this, right, we said, spanning tree said we should be going this way when we're actually going this way, right? So that means we have, this is our root bridge, and then this is probably, it's going that way. That's our default gateway. So kind of tricky here, right? That's not very this is not a very optimal network. We want to have our spanning tree root bridge as well as our active router to be the same thing. Let's see. Our default gateway. Atticus now said, I'm with you. All right, I'm glad that you're understanding this so far. On PC1, we did the trace route. What path is he taking to PC1? We did that. Question number 5 says, on DSW1, display spanning tree, HSRP information. What is DSW1's current HSRP role? So let's go to DSW1. What is the command to look up spanning tree, HSRP information? We say show standby. Show standby. It says here he is the standby router. So that's probably why he's going the other way, right? So basically, he is and remember I asked that question. I don't think anybody answered it. Yep, nobody answered it. So I said that this guy is the active router, and this guy is the standby router, which is why he is going this way, regardless of the spanning tree route being that way, the other way, right? What IP address is being shared between DSW1 and DSW2? We can see that in here too. Virtual IP address is 172.16.3.1. We can verify that. Let's verify. Like my boss always says, go to DSW2, show standby. What is the virtual IP? 3.1. So that is the virtual IP, the IP address they're sharing. 6, based on what you know about the network and its configuration so far, is HSRP functioning as it should? It is functioning as it should, but again, this is not very optimal. We have the spanning tree root bridge going this way, and we have our active router being the other router. So this is not very optimal. It'll work. We can still ping the default gateway, right? We can still get to not the default gateway, but we can still get to the internet, go into the router. But it's not very optimal network. That's basically what I think they're trying to say here. We can look at the answers if we want and see what they say. But let's move on. Based on what you know, oh yeah, I answered that. Question 7 says, on DSW2, shut down the interface that directly connects to DSW1. So on DSW2, this switch right here, I didn't save that. On DSW2, shut down the interface that directly connects to DSW1. Where's that at? So here's the interface that connects to DSW1. That's probably why we're going the other way, right? They want us to shut this interface right here down. Shut down that interface, right? We'll still be able to get to router 1. We'll still be able to go this way, right? Additionally, shut down the interface that connects to ASW1. So they also want us to shut this interface down. Bloop. So that's going to force us. That should theoretically force us to go this way to get to this interface right here, to get that interface, right? So let's go ahead and shut those two interfaces down. DSW2. What was those interfaces again? Go to global config mode. Y'all hit me with that like button. Make sure you hit that like button before you leave or whatever. Make sure you subscribe if this is the first time you are over here mistyping. If this is the first time you've been on this channel. Interface. What interface were those? FA04 and FA02. So interface FA0/4 shut down, and interface FA02 shut that bad boy down, right? And now what they want us to do? Now they said allow time for the network to converge on DSW1. Display Hsrp information. Has the Hsrp role of DSW changed? If so, why? So we said that this guy was active. This guy was the standby router. Y'all remember what those concepts are, right? Has the role changed since we did this? Let's check. Let's go to DSW1. And we got a syslog message that already lets us know he is the active router now. What about this guy? Did he change? Let's see. Show standby. He is also active. So now we got this guy being an active router. He's no longer standby. He is active. And he is also active. Anybody know why? Well, that's because we have a group 100 here. 100. And we also have a group 100 here. They don't know about each other. That's why we have two separate group 100s here. That's why they're both active. So we really fucked up the network here. Oh, now they overlap the bruhs with this app. That's crazy. Make sure you subscribe, man. Atticus now said DSW1 is now the active router. Not quite. Let me see. Yeah, now he is an active router, but they're both active. So we're kind of running a split brain scenario here. We've got two different active routers because they're both group 100, but they're theoretically not the same group 100s, if that makes any sense. They don't know about each other. Does that make sense? It's kind of weird, right? So we got a group 100 here. We also got a group 100 on this side. They don't know about each other. Remember, because we cut each other off. We essentially closed the communication between these two switches here. Allow time for the network converge. Has the roles changed? Yes, they have. On DSW2, re-enable the interface that connects to DSW1 and the other interface. So now they want us to bring oh man, I gotta do it twice. Bring this interface back up and bring this interface back up. Right? So let's bring that back up, right? Bring that ass back up. Bring that ass up. Global config mode, interface. FA, what was it? 04 and 02? 04. Oops. I can't even fucking type. What the hell wrong with me, man? 0/4. 0/4. No shut. And then 0/2. Right? Atticus now, you said 02, right? Yep, 02, yep. And then no shut. He said ungroup. And Foster said no preempt. Not quite. We could have done preemption and they still would have been both active members. They didn't know about each other. They're two separate Hsrp groups. That's what I think would happen. But I don't want to mess it all up or anything like that. FA01 is up. FA01 on which interface? Which interface was that? Is that FA01 right there? That interface? Let me see. There's 04, 03, 01. Oh, it's over here. 01 is right here. Yeah, but they still don't. They theoretically, I don't know. I don't think those are the same networks right there. So I believe this is a different network and that's a different network. That's how come they don't really know. They still don't know about each other. I think even if we change the priorities, which this lab does not call us to do, and I don't want to fuck it all up, I don't think that still would, like, not necessarily fix it, but it would, how do I say, put them in the same group. And that's what this lab is guiding us to do it how they want us to do it. So we could fuck it all up to see, just to test our theory, but then this lab will freaking go 3 hours. And I don't want to do that. But good questions. He said FA01 is still up. Yes. Router 1 to DSW2. Let me see. Router 1 to DSW2. Oh, you're saying because that interface is still up, that they should have still had communication with each other? Yes and no. I think they have to have interfaces in the same network. Let's just see. What is that interface? We need to figure out just to see. This is FA01 and that's FA01. Are those two in the same networks? Just to see, right? Let's see what FA01 is. Show, and now he's standby. Show IP interface 3. FA01 is 172.16.253.2. But what is the subnet mask? 253.2. Let's do show IP interface. Let's just do it that way. Not VLAN 1. We said FA01, right? There it is right there. It's a /30. 253.2/30, right? What's the other one? Show interface FA0/1. Oops. 0, 0. I hope I don't cut off the internet. I almost hit the airplane mode button there again. This is 253.6. Two separate networks. See that? Exactly. Atticus now said, I agree. They're different networks. That's the reason why they don't know about each other, even though they have like almost like a common link to router 1. Not a common link, but they both connect to router 1, but they're two separate networks. So that's the reason why. So, and yeah, you got it correct. They want us to re-enable the interfaces, which we just did. What he said, allow time to converge. Shut down the interface. Allow time to converge. What was the next step? I forgot where I was at. See? He said shut it down. Allow time to converge based on that. Shut down the interface that connects directly to router 1. Hold on. I think, where were we at? I got to remember where we was at now. Re-enable the interface. We did that. Allow time to converge. Display Hsrp information has the role of DSW change. Okay. So now they want us to just look at the roles again real quick. Atticus now said, thanks for taking the time to check. Educational. Yeah, exactly. I'm glad we checked, and I'm glad, and I think I guess my theory was correct. The reason why they're two separate Hsrp groups, and they're both in 100, their own 100s. The reason why they're not in the same group is because they're two different networks, subnets. So now show standby again. He is the standby router. This guy is I believe he's probably active, right? Show standby, which we just basically bought everything back. Yeah, he's active. So he's active. So this guy's active. This guy's standby. Now what do they want us to do? Has the role changed? If so, why? It did. On DSW2, shut down the interface that connects directly to router 1. So now, on DSW, what interface you said it was? On DSW, sorry, y'all. Okay, I'm sorry. On DSW2, shut down the interface. So they want us to shut down this interface that connects directly to router 1. This interface right here. They want us to shut that down. Let's go to DSW2. With that DSW2, I am on it. Go to global config mode. That interface was what? FA01. Interface FA0/1. Shut down. It's admin down. And then what they want us to do? Allow time for the network to converge. On DSW2, display Hsrp information. Let's do that real quick. Show stand. He is still active. What's the question? Based on the output from DSW2, what is the role of DSW1 now? So now let's look at this guy right here, DSW1. He is show. Oops. Let's do a brief now, just so we can get some different output, right? Show standby brief, right? Just gives us. So he's still standby. So remember, this guy is still the active router. This guy is still the standby router, even though we shut this interface right here down, right? What's the next thing they want us to know? Yeah, he said thanks for taking the check. Telling the check. Yeah, I'm glad that, and this is why I like labbing, and this is why I like streaming it, because I would have just skipped over and be like, who the fuck cares? All we know is that it's a split brain scenario. They're two separate groups, but me explaining it and me actually looking and taking the time to look at it helps me understand it more, and I hope it helps you too, Atticus. Now, on DSW, no, he said. Based on the output from DSW2, what is the oh, we did that. He's active. He's standby. From PC1, ping router 1's FA00 interface doesn't succeed. So now we got to do what we did at the beginning of the lab. They want this PC right here to ping the FA00 interface, which is this interface right here. Which way is he going to take? Is he going to go that way, or is he going to go that way? Right? Because one is active, one is standby. Go back to PC1, which is over here. ping 172.16.253.1. Get on our knees, pray to the network gods, which most likely will work, right? It did work, but he took 3.2 was the next hop. So 3.2, I believe, is this right here, right? Let's see. Show IP interface brief. 3.2. So yeah, he's still going the other way. He's still going this way, right? That's all they, I guess they just wanted us to check. They didn't. Now they want us to configure and verify interface tracking. And this is probably what we're going to do, so that way we can take the other router when the stuff goes down, right? So we're kind of like testing fail over here. Configure and verify interface tracking. In this task, you'll configure interface tracking on DSW2 so that Hsrp will lower its priority between the path between when the path between DSW2 and router 1 goes down. So basically, we saw, even though that this interface went down, bloop, he still went this way, which technically, which essentially means if he took this way to get there, he probably went this way to get to the next router, right? The next hop, right? No, the PC said he took 3.2, and then I don't think he even made it. Nope, he didn't even make it. I think that's what that meant. Yeah, the trace is complete, so that basically means, yeah, I believe he didn't make it because of that, right? Let me see. That interface is down. No, he did make it. It's just, I don't think this would be considered a second hop. I'm not even sure. Did he make it with that ping? Let's see. Well, he did ping it, and he was able to ping it. 253.1. Yeah, no, it's not reachable. So that's what happened here. He's going this way, and then it died. That's it. So he's not able to make it to FA00 interface. This is where object tracking comes in. So that way we are saying, if this interface goes down, take another hop to make it to still make it to router 1. Does that make sense? And that's what they're trying to get us to learn here. I'm glad I pinged it. Just double check. Did he say? Does this? Oh, it did tell us to ping it. What am I thinking? The fuck? What benefit does interface tracking to automatically lower the Hsrp priority of an active router provide to an Hsrp group? What I just said. So we're going to lower the priority so that way another router becomes the active router, and then we're going to shift our traffic the other way. That's what interface tracking allows us to do. That's the benefit. Examine the topology. Which interface should Hsrp track in order to automatically decrement the priority of DSW2 when the link between DSW2 and router 1 goes down? So obviously it should be this interface right here, because the one we circled right here, because we went that way and then traffic died. So that should be it. Examining the running config. Based on your examination, what interface should Hsrp tracking be configured on? Same thing. Let's just double check anyway though. I wanted to race through this lab and another lab, but they got us checking everything. Whatever. That is admin down. So FA01. Yeah, most likely that's the one we gotta track. Kobe Lee says, yeah, it makes sense. Okay, I'm glad it makes sense. Let's go ahead and bring that interface back up though. Go to global config mode, interface FA, what was it, 01? Yeah, 01, 0/1, because they asked us to do that and I forgot. No, shut. Oh, and that's probably why, yeah, that's why the ping failed too. So configure Hsrp group 1 to decrement DSW2's priority by 9 if the line protocol of DSW2's FA01 interface goes down. So they saying when this interface goes down, the one with the red X, change the priority, drop it by 9 points. What's his priority now? Let's see. DSW2 show standby brief. His priority right now is 100. So we drop it by 9. Now I know I'm not a mathematician or anything like that. 100 minus 9 is what? 91. So that's what they're saying. I used to think when you set the priority for object tracking, let's say you want it to go to 91. So Hsrp object tracking, whatever, change it to 91. No, you want to put how many points you're gonna, or how many points you wanted to decrement by. That's one of them tricky questions that Cisco like to throw at you when they talk about decrementing and object tracking and shit like that. So Atticus now said, always check. Yeah, for sure. My boss always tells me, verify, verify, verify. That's like his favorite thing to do and say to me. DSW2. So now they said go to group 1 and decrement by 9 if that interface goes down. How do we do that? Interface VLAN. What was the interface VLAN? It was VLAN 1. So VLAN 1, standby group number 1, right? It was group 1? Yep, group 1. They said to decrement the priority by 9. So what are we doing now? We're tracking, right? I'll show y'all real quick. Right, these are the options we got. We can do the IP, authentication, which we did yesterday, preemption, priority, timers, and what we came to do today, tracking. So standby, track 1, track. What are we tracking? Which interface? FA0/1, right? This interface right here, the one with the red X. Track that. If that goes down, change the priority. That's what we're doing here, right? By how many points? Not what you want it to go to. We want it to go to 91, but it's set to 100. We wanted to drop it by 9. That makes sense? 9. Right? Yeah. Yeah, 9. Display Hsrp information. Is DSW2 still the active router? And what's his priority? Let's see. Show, standby, brief. His priority is what? 100. Did it change? Is DSW1 still the active router? Yes, I am. Shut down the FA01 interface. Anybody know why? Pop quiz for anybody. I'll move on though, if you can answer real quick. They said shut down that interface. So this one that we got the red X on. I keep drawing these red X's, right? Go to global config mode. Hit me with that like button, y'all. Interface FA0/1. Shut that bad boy down. What's gonna happen? Shut down. We got a tracking state syslog message here. He said, oh shit, FA01 went down. Let's go into standby mode. See, he went from active to speak to standby. Remember the states? Let's bring up that cheat sheet real quick. Where that cheat sheet at? Right here. We said these are the states for Hsrp. It's also for GLBP, but active is the active router. Standby becomes the backup router. We listen if we're not active. Right? That's also in this mode as well. And then right now we're just in standby. So right now we went from active to speak. Hey, is anybody the active router? Oh, somebody else is the active router. Okay, I guess I'll be the standby router. And that's what he did right there, right? The next thing they said was, yes, he's still DSW2 is no longer the active router. So no. What is DSW2's priority now and why? Anybody can guess? Should be 91, right? Let's see. Show standby brief. And there it is right there. Went to 91, right? Because his priority, it was 100. We shut that interface down. We said if that interface ever goes down, drop my priority to 9. It did that, which means mine is 91. The other guy's most likely something higher than that. Let's see what it is. Now he is the active router. What is his priority? His priority is show standby brief. His priority is 99. So he's 99. Right? This guy right here. He's 99. That's an ugly 99. I'm sorry, y'all. I need to get, anybody want to donate one of them tablets? And he is 91. And that's why he is now the standby router. And he is the active router. That's what object tracking allows us to do. The beauty of that, right? I wanted to try to race through this, man. Displayed information. Is DSW2 the active router? No, he's not. He's a standby. We know why, because we did tracking on PC1. Trace the route to FA00's interface. So now let's DSW2 is a lower priority. Yes, exactly, Atticus. Now that's the reason why. So you got to understand there's a delay. So if you said that really quickly, there's a delay when I'm recording on YouTube and stuff like that. So I need to close that. Let me close that real quick. All right. So yeah, we said that he is 99 and he's 91, and that's the reason why that happened. Display Hsrp information. Is he still an active router? No, he's not. Shut down FA01 interface. We did that. Display the information. We did that. From PC1, they want us to trace the route to this interface again. So now they want us to PC1 to ping that interface right there. Which way is he going to take? Well, it might be a little clear, right? Because we see where the red X is, right? So let's go to PC1. Where's he at? PC1 is over here. Ping that interface right there, which was 253.1, right? Yep. We got a reply. Let's trace it now. Which way does he take? He takes 3.3. and then 253.1. Who is 3.3? It's probably this guy right here. Remember, he was going this way to get there. He should theoretically be going that way, right? Let's go to DSW1 and check. Who's 253.3? That is show IP interface brief. 253.3 is... No, it's not. 253.2 is that way. I thought it was 253.3. Let me verify that. Let me verify. What did he say was going on here? He said... what path is he taking to router 1's FA00 interface? Yeah, it looks like he's going this way then, right? Let me triple check that real quick. 253... I'm sorry. We said it was taking... Go back to PC1. Jeez. PC1's right here. He's taking 3.3, which I believe... Let's see what DSW2 is. Who is 3.3? He is taking a standby router still. Yeah, he's still taking the standby router. That's interesting. Show standby real quick. Brief. Oh, you know what? I don't think I shut that interface down. Did I? Did I shut it down? Let me verify. Let me triple check. We did shut it down. But why is he going that way? Why is he going that way? I must be missing something. I would have thought he was going the other way. Let's see. Let me look at the answer real quick. This is the last one, and we're going to wrap this lab up, and then we'll do another interface tracking lab real quick. I know I tried to get these down to the last hour. He says, which way is he supposed to be going, though? Yeah, for sure. He's supposed to be going the other way, so I must have done something wrong. Let's see. Who is active and who is standby? Let's see. I did something wrong here. Show standby. Brief. He is the active router. Standby is 3.2. Wait, hold up. Yeah, he's the active router. So then PC1, which way did he take again? He took 3.3. Oh, 3.3 is the virtual IP address. My bad, y'all. 3.3 is the virtual IP address. So if we go back over here and do show standby, not brief, but just do show standby. No, virtual IP is 3.1. So who is 3.3? I forgot who 3.3 is. Active router is 3.3. So he is going to DSW1. Let me triple check that real quick. 3.3. Show IP interface. Brief. I thought 3.3 was on here. Yeah, so my bad. He is going that way. So yeah, my bad. I was reading that wrong. So he is going this way to get to the FA00 interface. And we can double check by what? Doing Control G to grade our lab. You have completed lab successfully. I must have been tripping right there. Y'all hit me that like button. I try to stream Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I've been on this kick, and I said, you know what? I'm going to try the lab every day. I'm going to try. By at least around 7 to 8 o'clock, depending on how my day goes and stuff like that. Because y'all know I got a daughter. I got a full-time job and stuff like that. And I got projects and stuff, a whole bunch of stuff that life. It happens to all of us, right? But if you have if you're joined on the Discord server, you'll know exactly what time I'm going to be streaming, right? So let me give you guys an invite. If you are a new, a new viewer, and you'll know I'm gonna stream somewhere around 6 to 9. That's usually, like I said, depending on how my day goes. I used to put on the banner of my YouTube channel the exact time that but now I'd rather have the flexibility. I hate being stressed and trying to get it, at a certain time. So here's the invite to the Discord server. Bloop. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe, hit me with that like button, join the Discord server, follow me on all social media platforms. Not all. Twitter, Instagram is at NetworkBruh. He said, or Caden said, all good, we appreciate you. Yeah, appreciate you as well, man. I appreciate all you guys, man, because like I said, I don't know everything, and I learn a lot from you guys when I'm trying to explain this stuff, and then I'm like, what the hell happened here? And then somebody will pop up in the chat, duh, you didn't bring that interface up, or whatever, and I'm like, oh, I see. So it's it's a great learning environment. So at least for me it is. Anyway, yeah, let's do another lab. Let's do another one, man. We are gonna do another interface tracking lab for anybody that's just tuning in, or if you just tuned in and you didn't get to do this one. View, Windows. We'll do another interface tracking lab. Hopefully, if you have Boson Netsim 13 is the version we're using. Bloop. You can follow along. And then I'll kind of like explain it while I'm going, or I'll wait for you if I'm going too fast, or whatever the case is. He said, same. Yeah, lab every day. I'm gonna try. Fushnick said lab every day. I'm down. Let's do it. I'm gonna try. I'm really gonna try the lab every day. What's the mind blown for? Quick lab. Yeah, we're gonna try to. Let's do Hsrp Tracking too. So there's another one. They're gonna try to throw us off, I believe, on this one. Let's no. This is a different topology. Let me bring that up. I think I got a picture for that. I screenshotted that. Let me see. Authenticate. Interface tracking. This is the lab we're gonna be working with. But I want to open it up in Paint because y'all know I love Microsoft Paint. Open with. Come on, man. Open with Paint. There we go. This is the lab we're gonna be working with for this one. Let's go ahead and close this one. Give you guys some time to catch up. If you have hardware or GNS3, maybe you can follow along and do it exactly like this. But you know, yeah. But I'm gonna try to stream every day if I can. Today we're doing lab from the basketball court off my tablet. Are you serious, man? Hey, I'll be hooping too, man. My boys is hooping right now. I really don't hoop with them as much now. I play indoors and I play throughout the week and stuff like that. And you know, I have a crazy schedule, so I don't hoop on Saturdays no more. But you labbing from the basketball court? Are you serious? That's what's up, man. Dedication, true dedication, man. Labbing from the basketball court. Give it a couple minutes for some people that want to catch up or whatever. What is another one here? Give me a second, y'all. Let's see. He said, I got Boson following along. Oh, we got phase 114 in the building. Appreciate you for tuning in. Yeah, so it's this lab we're going to be doing. Hsrp interface tracking. That's the one we're going to be doing. We got how many steps on this one? There's 2 tasks. There's about 16 like questions on the first task and about 8 on the other one. So about 24. Let's just get through this because y'all know I try to get this done by the hour, which means at 8 o'clock we should try to be done, but I don't think we're going to get it. Y'all know I talk too much. In this task, you will configure Hsrp on DSW1 and DSW2. So similar to the other one, right? We're going to configure Hsrp on these 2 switches here, right? Let's make it a little bit bigger. DSW1 should be the active router when DSW1 and 2 is available. So this guy needs to be the active router, and this guy should be the standby router, right? DSW2 should take over for DSW1 if DSW1 goes down or the link between DSW1 and 2 is broken. So they saying if this guy right here goes down or this port channel right here goes down, then this guy right here should become the active router, right? So he should be the active. This guy over here should become the active router once one of those links go down. How do we do that? Interface tracking. From PC1, ping core 1's loopback 0 interface. So from here, this PC right here, bloop, 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 bloop. This interface, this PC right here, they want us to ping core 1's loopback. So there's a loopback on this router right here. They want us to ping it. What is the IP address? 1.1.1.1, right? And if this is the first time you're on this channel and all this stuff looks kind of funky to you or is a little confusing, don't worry. I try to explain. It don't matter. There's no such thing as a dumb question on my channel. I try to explain everything that I know. There's a lot of smart people in the chat room over there. There's a lot more advanced people in my channel too that'll pop in and tell me, hey, NetworkBruh, you got this wrong, and let me know. So, this is a safe learning environment. We pinging it. We got a reply here. On PC1, verify that the default gateway matches the IP address table. So they want us to look at the default gateway for that. Let's close this window right here. Do I want to close it? Yes. Close that. Yes. Let's look at the lab topology. Go back to PC1, which is... Come on, man. Yeah, let's go over here. Let's do it this way. PC1 right here. All right, and then look at his default gateway, IP config. He says the default gateway is 10.10.100.1. What IP address is that? It don't say, so we might have to just go in there and check, right? The distribution switch is most likely. Enable, show IP interface brief. 10.10.100.11, right? That's what we said it was? Yeah, so that's his default gateway. So this PC right here, this is his default gateway, right? You with me so far? But anyways, like I said, if this is the first time you're on this channel and you kind of lost whatever, I'm gonna try. I might be doing another giveaway of this application here. So make sure you subscribe, like this video, and pay attention to the Discord server. I might run another giveaway for this application, so that way you can follow along and do this with us. Or if you want to just get it before I do a giveaway, go to boson.com and you can get a copy of this application over there as well. Buy it on your own. Based on the IP address table, which of the two distribution devices would become the active router if the Hsrp priorities were left to their defaults? Well, let's check. Let's check. These are the distribution layer switches, right? These two right here. Those are the distributions. So most likely they're already in the Hsrp group. What are the priorities? Oh no, based on the IP address table. So they're not in the group just yet. So when we look at the IP address table, I'll show you guys. Let me bring this over for you guys can see. I just don't like to have too many windows over here. When we look at this, we see that, and I kind of forgot about this. DSW1, we look at the addressing table. If we left it by default, and we go by the SVI VLAN 100 interface VLAN 100, we have this guy's IP address is 10.10.100.11, and this one is 10.10.100.22. If we left it by default and set up Hsrp, the one with the highest IP address, which in this case is this right here, will become the active router. That's what they're asking us here. And I totally forgot about that. I was like, I thought it's the first one that come online, typically, when you put them in a group. But, and they become the active router. I can't remember. But if you leave it by default, that's what's going to happen there in this case. What's the next question? On DSW1's virtual LAN interface, or VLAN interface, or SVI, configure Hsrp Group 100 with the priority of 110. Remember, the default is 100, right? Right, Foster? Go to DSW1. We'll change. We said to set the Group 100. Priority is going to be 110. So let's go to global config mode, interface VLAN 100. We said standby group number 100. The IP address. No, they didn't say to set the IP address. They said to just set the priority. Priority, they said, is 110. So Fushniga said, I'd like to get some automation labs going if possible. I'm doing my best to learn Python and Ansible, but it's going slower than I expected. Man, listen, that's a good question. I should get some automation labs, but I barely know automation myself. I have this, I have a project, one of my tasks at work, where we have a client that needs Telnet disabled on all their devices. I was like, oh, that's easy. Just no Telnet. I mean, no transport input Telnet, whatever, right? On all of them, right? You go on there, right? Check to see how many devices they got. 600 devices. I was like, damn. All right, well, let me go on here. Long story short, I need to learn some automation, all right? So they want us to disable Telnet on over 600, 700 devices, something like that. And then make sure that SSH is enabled, disable Telnet. That way they have a more secure network, right? Well, to do that by hand it's a very daunting task. So I should learn some automation myself, and I should do some on my labs. But y'all know, I like focusing on just CCNA and CCNP topics. I don't know why. I just love route and switch. Maybe I'll do something like that in the future, but I'm not really focused on that right now. I do need to learn some automation. I'll admit that. So we got through that task. Good point though, Fushnikin. Based on the configuration so far, what is the maximum Hsrp priority value you could configure on DSW2 without causing DSW2 to become the Hsrp router? All right, so we set his priority to be 110. For us to make the other one become to join the same group, the maximum priority we can set it to. Remember, this is going to be a number between 0 to 255. If we don't want him to become, if we don't want this guy over here to become, if we don't want this guy to become the active router, and he is 110. He is 110. I know that's an ugly 110. Somebody donate a tablet to me, man. Then that means the most we can set this guy is what? 109, right? I know I'm not a mathematician or anything like that, but we know that's the highest we can make it, so that way he don't become the active router. So on DSW2's VLAN 100 interface, and that's exactly what he told us to do. Configure Hsrp Group 100 with a priority of 109. So let's go to DSW2 and do that. Enable global config mode interface VLAN 100. Priority is 1. Oops, prior. Oh no, we got to go in interface VLAN. What am I doing? Standby 100. Priority 109. On DSW2's interface VLAN 100. So we're staying here and do that. Configure group 100 to use a virtual IP address of 10.10.100.1. Standby IP. Oh no, we got to do the IP. I mean the group number first. 100 IP 10.10.100.1. So now we gave him, this guy over here, we gave him a virtual IP address. We put them in the same group, but he don't have the virtual IP address just yet. Right? So Hsrp is technically not fully configured yet on that side. Bruh. On DSW2, display Hsrp information. Is DSW2 the active router? If so, why? Let's go to DSW2, which is this guy on the right. Is he the active router? Show, standby. He is the active router. Yes. How about DSW1? What is he? I don't think it's even configured yet. Show, standby. It's not configured yet, right? It's not configured until we have the, not only just the priority and stuff like that and the group number, but we got to set the virtual IP for it to join the same group. That makes sense? Only 600. Only a script would do. You know what's funny about that story? At first, I was like, damn, I don't know no automation. Man, fuck it, man. And nobody on my team know about this. Let me just ping each one at night, right? I mean, ping each one and just see which one allow telnet. I was telling the one, okay, that's enabled. This one, that's enabled. I got to about the 5th device. I was like, oh, hell nah. So I just reached out to one of my team members, and he gave me a basic script and got that going, man. But yeah, 600. I think it's like 700, something like that. I don't know, but I ran something to check everything, because it's including servers and everything like that too. And it had like 900 IP addresses, but I think some of the devices have like dual NICs and dual IP, so they have the other IP addresses and stuff like that. But I think in total there's about 600 to 700 devices. I forgot. He said, I need help with Python also. If it was a real Python, I would be dead. Man, listen. So what did they say? They said to configure DSW1, this guy right here, they said to set the virtual IP address on this guy, on interface VLAN 100. So interface VLAN 100, right? Again, we're setting Hsrp on this side now. We gave him the virtual IP address. Now we got to do it on the other side, right? Y'all with me so far? Standby 100 IP 10.10.100.1, and there it goes. Now he's in speak. He went from active. Then he went to speak. He said, hey, is anybody Hsrp active router? And then the other one was like DSW2. The other side was like, yeah, me. I got a priority of one. What he said it was? I got a priority of 109, even though mine is 110. He's like, oh, okay. So then, yeah, then you could be the active router, right? That's, I think, what happened here, right? Let me make sure. Yeah, I don't know why he became the active router. Oh, I know why. They set this on purpose. So he said, oh, okay, so I guess I'll be standby mode. So now this guy right here, this guy is standby. This guy is active. You would think because he has a higher priority that he should be the active router. I mean, the lower priority, that he should be the active router. Right? Anybody know why? Foster knows why. You, sir, in the back. Why is this guy standby and he is active, even though he has a lower priority? On DSW1 and DSW2, display Hsrp information. Has the Hsrp role of DSW2 changed? If not, why? We got Bucky Rauch in the building. I ain't seen you in a minute. Appreciate you for tuning in. We're doing an Hsrp interface tracking lab. So similar to, I think we did interface tracking yesterday, object tracking, but this is a bit more, yeah, I guess a little bit more involved here. We got a port channel in between and stuff like that. Oh, we did that with the hardware too. What am I thinking? So they want us to check the configuration. We already see it right there with that syslog message, but let's check with some show commands here. I like show standby brief because the other one shows us too much, right? So standby brief. I'm gonna get something to eat here. So I'm standby. This guy on the right is, what is he? Show standby brief, and he's the active router. So again, he is active, and the other one is standby, right? He is standby. Why? Bucky Rouse got it correct. Preemption. We have to set preemption. We can't. It don't matter what our priority is if we don't have preemption enabled, right? We gotta do a coup d'état to by doing that with preemption. So let's go to DSW. What's they gonna say? They're probably gonna tell us to do that actually. If not, why not? Bucky Rouse just said because we didn't have preemption enabled on DSW1 and DSW2. Enable preemption on group 100. What do you notice about the router roles after preemption has been enabled on each device? So let's go ahead and do that. Shout out to Bucky for that one. Go to global config mode, interface VLAN 100, standby 100, preempt. So now he went to active. What happens to the other guy? He's already in standby, but let's set priority preemption on him anyway. Go to global config mode, interface, interface VLAN 100, standby 100, preempt. What have we noticed? We noticed now this guy is active, and most likely this guy is standby. But let's see. Let's double check. DSW2 show standby. He is standby. Perfect. Just like what we said we was gonna do. Bucky Rouse said, yep. On ASW1 and ASW2, configure the Hsrp virtual address as the default gateway. So these two layer 2 switches right here, ASW1 and ASW2, they said to set the default gateway to be the virtual IP address. What was the virtual IP address? I believe it was .1. So these two right here are sharing the VIP or virtual IP address of 10.10.100.1. They want us to set these guys that their default gateway is that, right? So let's go to ASW1 and ASW2 and do that. Remember, these are layer 2, right? They don't have layer 3 enabled. How? You show IP route, you'll see show IP. Oh, you can't even do that command if layer 3 is not enabled, routing is not enabled. So we got to do configure terminal. We're not going to enable it. We're just going to change the default gateway. IP default gateway 10.10.100.1. Same thing on this guy right here. What is it now? Let's just check real quick. Show. We got to do a show run because it's not enabled. It's the physical interface of probably the other router. I don't got time to check because I got a sandwich to go get in a second. Matter of fact, I should order that right now. Interface VLAN 1. No, my bad. I didn't mean to do that. IP default gateway 10.10.100.1 is the default gateway. Yeah. On PC1 and PC2, configure the Hsrp virtual IP address as the default gateway. So we got to do the same thing for the two PCs. Change their default gateways. These two right here. All right, so let's go PC1. His default gateway is 10.10.100.11, and his is the one on the right, the PC on the right, IP config 10.10.100. So I believe this guy is their default gateway, that guy right there. So IP config, and the way to do that on these PCs is IP config/DG. That does not work on a Microsoft command prompt, so don't even try it. Don't even try it. Yeet. 10.10. Fuck am I doing? 10.10.100.1. Do the same thing on the other PC, PC1. IP config/DG 10.10.100.1. Let's verify our work, right? Like my boss always says, IP config it is 10.10.100.1. From PC1, ping the loopback interface on core 1, which is the router. So now they want us to, this PC, right, PC1, they want us to ping the loopback on this this router right here, which was 1.1.1.1. Go back to PC1, ping 1.1.1. I believe that's already in my cache. I guess not. Ping 1.1.1.1. Being lazy over here. We got a reply. Trace the path to core 1. What path does it take? So now they want us to know which way did we take to get to this router right here. Did we go this way, or did we go like this, or did we go like this? There's so many ways to get there, right? Now they want us to trace route to see what that is. Very useful troubleshooting tool. 1.1.1.1. First hop is 10.100.11 and then 51.1. What are those interfaces? 10.10.100.11 is 10.10.100.11 is interface VLAN 100 on DSW1. So it's the SVI on this as the first hop, and then the next hop was 192.168.51.1, which should be the physical interface on that same router. 192.168.51.1. Yeah, so it went basically, it took a straight shot. I drove by the fork of the road and went straight. Pop quiz. Who said that? If anybody, any hip hop heads in here. Y'all got any questions or anything so far? We about to wrap this up. We almost done here. Oh, I missed a lot of chats in here. My bad, y'all. Let me get caught up here. Now I'll look into Boson. Yeah, man, look into it, man. Like I said, I'm gonna be giving away a copy of this application for anybody that's subscribed to this channel, likes this channel, and I'm gonna do another giveaway and give away this application right here. Boson, they gave me a free copy of this application to kind of like demonstrate on my channel and stuff like that. And like I said, this is one of the great one great tool to help study for like CCNP exams and the CCNA exam and stuff like that. If we look here, you'll see labs. It's like a whole bunch of labs that you could do any topic if you want to. Let's say we wanted to do we're gonna do VRRP. Oh, shout out to Reynante Mosqueda. Appreciate you for subscribing to this channel, man. If you want to do VRRP, there's some labs on that. If you want to do, I don't know, OSPF, there's some labs on that. If you want to do a lab on I don't know, shit, it's a whole bunch of labs in here. We get all the way down from the basics to BGP, static NAT, ACLs. It's a whole bunch of labs on here, so it's a great application. Like I said, they gave it to me, a free copy of this. But I'm gonna do a giveaway on this because about a month ago I did a giveaway and the person never responded. I did a whole video. I was like, hey man, congratulations. I posted it on Twitter and stuff like that. Did a raffle. He did not respond. Yeet. No, not quite. But yeah, he did not respond. So I said I'm gonna give him a little bit of time to at least respond, send me an email, be like, hey, here's my address, whatever. But he never responded. So I'm gonna do another giveaway on this channel for this. And then ABCDEF just subscribed, man. Appreciate you for subscribing to this channel as well, man. Yeah, I appreciate the love, y'all. He said, hold on, let me get caught up here. My fault. I'd like to get some. You already did that. I was just thinking that all of this can be automated as a script. I need help with Python as well. It's a hard knock life. I see what you did there. Hard knock life. Don't worry, you'll be able. But I love it. You said that, not quite. Jay-Z said that line. You know, I drove by the fork of the road and went straight. Let's move on to the next task. What was it? We saw which hop he took, which route he took to get there, right? The next thing they wanted us to do was to trace the path from PC2. Now they want us to do the same thing with PC2, and then we're going to move on to the second task, which is configure interface tracking. So now they want us to trace from PC2 1.1.1, my bad, the loopback 1.1.1, do a trace route. So basically now we're tracing from this PC to this loopback on here. Which way did he take? He took the same thing. He went to 100.11 and then to the physical interface of this router right here. So basically he went this way to make it there. Or is it probably, no, this is the default gateway, so he went this way to make it there. right? Now we're going to configure interface tracking. In this task, you will configure interface tracking on DSW1, which is this guy over here. We're going to do configure interface tracking. So that Hsrp will lower its priority when the path between DSW1 and core 1 goes down. So when this path right here goes down, when this interface right here, when this path right here goes down, they want us to change the priorities so that way we could take a different way to get to that router and still make it there, right? What benefit does Hsrp interface tracking to automatically lower the Hsrp priority of an active router provide to its clients of an Hsrp group? Well, I just explained, so we can still make it there, goddammit. Examine the topology. What interface should Hsrp track in order to automatically decrement the priority of DSW1 when the link between DSW1 and core 1 goes down? Well, it's kind of by looking at this, we'll see. Go back over here. If this interface go down, what should we track? What interface should we track to decrement the value of the priority of this router right here? We should track this interface right here. So if that interface right there goes down, then we should lower the priority so that we can take a different way to make it to core 1. That makes sense? Question 3 says, we got 3 out of 8. We're almost done here, y'all. Configure Hsrp Group 100 to decrement DSW1's priority by 1 if the line protocol on DSW1's FA01 interface goes down. So, drop the priority when this interface right here go down by 1. When this interface right here go down, drop the priority minus 1 by 1. What's his priority set to right now? We said it was what, 110 or something like that? Let's see. Show, standby, brief. His priority is, let me widen this up for y'all. Close this window, yes. His priority is 110. So we drop it by 1, it's going to go to what? 109, right? How do we do that? Let's go to that interface. The SVI, right? Interface VLAN 100. Track which interface? FA01. So standby 100. Track what interface we tracking? We're tracking this one right here. What interface is that? FA01. So this go down. Subtract the priority by 1. Fast Ethernet 0/1 question mark for context sensitive help. It's any number between 0 to 255. My bad. 1 to 255. In this case, we said decremented by 1. So we just put a 1 there. Display Hsrp information. Is DSW1 still the active router? So let's go to DSW1 and do that. Show standby. Brief. I don't like doing the other one. We are the active router. Yes. What is his priority? My priority is 110. Why didn't it go down yet? Well, because this interface didn't go down yet, right? Shut down the FA01 interface. You kind of see, this is why I like Boson. They kind of tell you what they're gonna do in so many ways, and then they tell you what to do. Shut down the FA01 interface. Does DSW1 remain the active router? If not, why not? So now, what we did here, they want us to shut this interface right here down. Shut this bad boy right here down. Does the other, what does he say? Does he still become the active router? Let's see. Phase 1 says slang editorial. Capadonna. I'm an old head. Capadonna, were you saying that was the song? Was that the song you're listening to right now? Or you're saying that rap lyric that I said was Capadonna? It was actually Jay-Z, Renegade. The song with Eminem. It was a old song from what? Black Album? Bucky Rouse said FA01. Exactly. We got to shut that. We got to track that interface right there. What is the priority on DSW2? You want to know? Let's see. Mine is 110. So me over here. Mine is 110. I believe we said his was 109 if I remember correctly. He's 109 if I remember correctly. Or if you were tuned into the network, bro, you'd have seen that by now, Bucky. He was DSW2. No, he was 110, I believe it was. Let's see. Show, standby, brief. We are 109. Yes, it is 109. And the other one does remain. He remained the active router. Why? Because we did set priority to be. We did set preemption. Have you worked with junipers before? Not at all, Wale. Not at all. The last two organizations, actually last three organizations I worked for were primarily Cisco environment infrastructure, network infrastructure. Although they are catching up, right? Cisco has a huge market share of the route switch market. Display Hsrp information. Is there a difference between the priorities? Yes, we said he is 109. This guy right here. We say he is 109. And I'm not going to draw 110 for y'all because y'all know I got a sloppy handwriting with the mouse. This guy is 110, right? On PC1. Oh, no, they said to shut down that interface. So now they want us to shut that interface down and test it, right? Since we did that. So let's go over here. Shut down, like what Bucky Ralph said, interface FA0/1. Shut that bad boy down. We got a syslog message saying tracking. That interface went down. What happened here? We went from active to standby. So now this guy's standby. So theoretically, this guy should be active, right? Let's see. Let's go to DSW2 and see. And we already got a message right there, a syslog message that lets us know we're inactive. But let's verify our work. Active. So now this guy is the active router and the other guy is the standby router. Y'all with me so far? Then wouldn't you need to drop the priority by 2 with interface tracking to get it to below switch 2? Very, 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 very good question. Let's see what the priorities are. That's a good question. So now he is 109, right? Mine is 109 on the right. What is his? Let's see. He is, show standby brief. Oops. Brief. He's also 109. That's a really good question. You would think the other one should be the active router. I believe he went down. I can't remember why. Let me see. I got to think about this one. That's a really good question. Bucky Rouster pointed out. These two both have the priority of 109. Why is one active? Why is the other standby? That's a really good question, Bucky. Let me go on the answers and check here because I really couldn't explain that to y'all real quick. Let's see. It says here, based on the output, because a higher IP on DSW2, Diane got it right. That's the reason why. Because remember, the priority is kind of like a tiebreaker, but then we got to go to something else if we have the same priority. The same priority. So that is the question. And I remember saying that earlier in the stream. What wasn't I thinking? That's right, Foster. Yeah, Foster got it right. That's the reason why. He got the higher IP address. 10.10.100.2. So, and then let's see. What's his? His is, well, let's see. DSW2. Me. I'm DSW2, right? Mine is show IP interface brief. I am 10.10.122. So I have a higher IP address. The guy on the right. The guy on the left, his IP address is show IP interface brief. You can't do the pipe on Boson Netsim. 10.10.100.11. That's the reason why even though they got the same priority, 109, the one on the right, DSW2, is the active router, and the other one became standby. So shout out to Foster for pointing that one out. Best practice would be to do more than one, I think. Yes, you're right. Exactly. You don't want to have them to be the same. So we should have set the priority to be something like, to decrement by, I don't know, like 20 or something like that. So that way we guarantee he got a higher priority. So, yeah, that's a good point. We want to set the priority to be lower than the other one. I typically stream Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I said from now on, I'm going to try to lab every day and live to that mantra that I used to say to y'all all the time. I used to rock the shirt and everything on the stream, right? And lab every day. Haven't been doing that, but I said, you know what? Something just jolted it to me the other day, and I was just like, I got to get back into it, man. I got this equipment here collecting dust. I haven't been demonstrating Boson Netsim for the good folks at Boson. Shout out to those guys at Boson.com. And they gave me this application to demonstrate. I need to get back into it, man. I guess I was disappointed when I, took the NRC exam and failed it. And I just was like, I was just kind of down in the dumps. But I said, I'm going to get back into this, man. So follow me on Twitter at NetworkBruh, at Instagram as well, at NetworkBruh, same tag. And I should have said it by 10. then his priority would have been like 190. I mean, not 190, 90. Let me see. He said the default decrement is 10 if not defined. I don't know. I do not know. Caden said live every day. We should. I don't know what the default decrement is. I think if you just leave it blank, it won't even work. Let's just check real quick. This is a little bonus theory here. What do we have it as? Show run. Right now we have the decrement to be by. Is it on this? We're doing the tracking on this router, right? This interface, where is it? Interface VLAN 1. Where is it at? There it is. There's the tracking object. But where's the SVI? The SVI should be interface VLAN 100. Where the hell is that? SVI is at the bottom? Yeah, there it is. There it is. Decrement by 1. So we should have done something like decrement by 10. But let's see what let's just test what her theory is. Go to global config mode, interface VLAN 100, standby. What is the group number? Is group number 100. Track decrement. I mean track FA what 0/1, right? The decrement value can be any number between 1 and 255. We set it by 1. We were testing to see where the theory is. What's the default decrement? If we just do decrement, I mean track that object, incomplete. So you have to put a number there. At least on both. At least on this version of iOS. Bucky Ross said, "I don't think there's a default." Yep, exactly. There is no default for the interface tracking. Just whatever you put. Just want to make sure you have some predictable behavior. Kobe Eli said, if we fail, just means we need to go back to a lab a little bit more. Exactly. We got to lab every day, and we got to understand these concepts, and just lab every day, man. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you like this video on your way out. From now, comment, like, subscribe to the network. Oh, join the Discord server. Let me give you guys the invite if this is the first time on this channel. I will put it in the chat there. Invite people. Invite. That is the invite to the Discord server, and that'll tell you what time I'm going to be streaming. But I'm going to try to stream every day. It'll be sometime between 6 and 9. Sometime between 6 and 9. Peace, y'all.